that you don't mess up.
Welcome back to the Above Average Andrew YouTube channel. So today is episode number 2 of the 3-part series, my 3-pillar series, discussing my 3 pillars of my life, which are family, faith, and fitness, and how I try to improve on those each and every day in order to become above average as a person, as exist in society, burst through those social norms, and become above average totally in how you view yourself as a person. And so, starting right off the bat, I want to talk about the song I started off with. So, Dear God by Hunter Hayes, a song that I really enjoy and has a lot of implications in my life, and most people probably listen to it and feel the same way. But I want to talk about the faith aspect of it. So a lot of people view faith as sort of belief and this understanding of believing in a higher power, believing in a higher being. But a lot of times we tend to blame that higher power, that higher being, whether it be a higher being as God or society itself or something else, some external factor for a lot of our problems. We tend to blame everything else around us for why is this happening to me, why is this occurring to me, and why am I the one getting affected by it. A lot of times that happens to us, and then people kind of reply to that with just have faith that you're doing the right thing, have faith this is it, and sort of we get those sort of faith thrown in our face all the time, and have faith in this, have faith in that. And sort of understanding faith is a really big topic. It's a really huge concept that I'm not going to spend a long time on in this video talking about, nor will I talk about religion at all in this video. I'm going to give my perspective of faith, what I do to improve on it each and every day, keeping this video pretty short and sweet as opposed to the other 2 videos, and sort of give you guys some real practical examples of how you can improve on faith a little bit each and every day. Now, faith is a really hard thing to understand, a really hard thing to become an expert at. But I'm not asking anybody on my channel to ever become an expert at anything. I'm asking you to take one step ahead of what most people do, become above average. And so with faith, that starts with yourself, and that starts with introspection. So I'm going to talk a little bit about introspection, and that's why I chose to release this video on today being Sunday, because Sunday is my introspection day. Sunday is my, what many people call a mental health day. Sunday is my faith day. And so I go and I spend sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes, even longer sometimes, and I introspect on my week, normally 7 days, on everything I've done each of those days, and I look back and I go, did I do what I believe in? Did I do what I have faith in what is right? Did I do what I trust to be right? And so when I mention that trust, that's a huge part of that. And so I look back and I actually use the word trust to kind of introspect throughout my whole week. And so I use an example of, say, Monday, where I slept in maybe too late and I missed a couple hours I could have spent at the gym, so now I'm kind of rushing throughout my day. It becomes a more hectic day than normal. So I look back and I don't end Monday with a bad attitude because Monday was a hectic day. I save all that energy up until my introspection, excuse me, and I look back and I go, what did I do on Monday that I just didn't like? What did I do on Monday that I didn't really understand? It wasn't helping me progress. And then I go, okay, I have faith. I trust myself to progress forward from that, and I have faith that that's on me. I trust myself to make that change. And so people aren't going to view faith a lot of times like that. People are like, well, faith is involved with religion. Faith is involved with this. Faith is involved with a higher power. No, faith is personal. Faith is you. Faith is the most personal thing ever. You create your faith, you make it stronger, you make it weaker, whatever you do. No one else affects your faith besides yourself. There are going to be people that affect your family. There are going to be things external factors that affect your fitness. Faith is the only thing. It's not nature versus nurture. It's entirely nature. You choose your faith. And so what I think is interesting about faith is that you get to make it. You get to create it. You get to grow it. And so that's why these introspection days, and I want you guys to really sort of take this home, take it personal. And I'm going to keep this video short, like I said, but if I have to give you guys one challenge and one sort of thing to take away, it's going to be this introspection thing I'm going to talk about right now. And so introspection to me is a huge part of not only faith, but mental health. And both of those, again, go hand in hand. And so today, practical example, I'll spend about 5 to 10 minutes looking back on my week and talking about all the things I've done, all the things that happened to me, everything that happened throughout my week, and what was positive, what was negative, and all that stuff. I take it all in. I make mental notes of the good things, mental notes of the bad things, what I can improve on, what I can keep doing right, things like that, and then I begin my week again. And that's sort of my progression. And the reason I do this is so that you don't have these sort of regretful epiphanies. And so I always use the example of New Year's as a regretful epiphany day. It's one of the most popular regretful epiphany days of any day, because most people look back on a whole year and they go, oh my God, look what I did. This was a terrible year. I hated everything about it. And now they're looking back so far at all the things they were doing in March of 2018 that they didn't like and that was going wrong. And then they try to just start all over in January of 2019. Now, if you start to introspect in your week, at the end of each week, you're going to start to see yourself not have those regretful epiphanies, which can affect your mental health. Those regretful epiphany days are going to have detrimental effects on your mental health going forward. It's going to lead you in this downward spiral of disbelief in yourself and other things like that. But if you start sort of being proactive about your faith in yourself, proactive about trusting yourself, you're going to see yourself start to improve and not have that disbelief and that misunderstanding of how the world's out to get you or things like that. You're going to start seeing every little thing you can do to become better and every little thing you can do to become worse. And once you realize the little things that occur that make you maybe worse, you can cut those out, nip them in the bud 7 days out instead of a year after. And so I think that's huge. And a lot of people don't do this because maybe they don't have time or they don't think they have time. You can take 2 minutes out of your day, any day of the week, and go, what did I do well? And what did I not do well? And what can I improve on? And those things you can improve on them. But first, trust yourself to improve on them. Trust yourself to progress forward. And that's where faith comes in. Yes, you can tell yourself, I have to do this. I have to go work out because I don't like what I'm doing or how I feel right now. I want to go work out. Or yes, I want to go and make more relationships. Yes, I want to go and do this. I want to go and do that. But do you trust yourself to continuously do that? And that's where faith comes in. And so when you come at the end of the week and you look back and you said, I did exactly what I said I was going to do this week. 7 days straight I went to the gym. Or 7 days straight I ate lunch with my best friend. 7 days straight I called my mom and said I loved her. If those were your goals for that week and you look back and you say, perfect, can you trust yourself at the end of that introspection session to continue that for the next week? And so I think that's a huge part of this introspection thing I'm getting at, guys, here is you take these 7 day periods, could be 5 days, 5 day periods. You want to make it even shorter, 3 day period. You look back and you go, what did I do right, what did I do wrong, how can I improve? You're never going to have those regretful epiphanies days where you start feeling like the world is out to get you, or why, like they say in the song, why is my life so hard? Are you sure you don't mess up? Are you sure this is the right thing for me? Are you sure? And you start questioning everything that's happening around you. You question a higher power. You question society. You question all those things. And we sort of live in a society that's built to formulate people like that. It's a high-powered, high-energy society, which is awesome. But at the same time, it builds people with this high level of anxiety of what they're doing is right, what they're doing is wrong. Am I progressing? Am I progressing? Take a step back at the end of each week and go, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What am I going to do right? What am I going to do wrong? You know your faults. People know their faults. They just don't want to confront them. When you confront your faults head on in a room by yourself in your head, you're going to start to realize that they're pretty easy to nip in the bud. They're pretty easy to just nix out of your routine. And so that's what I'm talking about, guys, with this introspection thing. And when I talk about faith, I want to give that practical example always because I think it's a huge aspect of faith and something that's really affected my life. These little sort of 5-minute sessions with myself, just me thinking about everything, asking myself where I can improve, asking myself where maybe I can stay steady and keep doing what I'm doing. All those little things are going to have a huge effect on your faith. And they're going to make you become above average in faith because, like I said, faith begins with trusting yourself. And so if you can trust yourself to make improvements, you can trust yourself to progress, you never have to worry about losing faith. Because you know at the end of that 7 day period, at the end of that 5 day period, when you sit down with yourself and you go, what did I do today? Or what did I do these last 7 days that was just totally away from what I trust myself to do? And there's a couple things that are easy improvements, you're not losing faith. And if there's a terrible thing that happened that week, something that might convince you that you've lost faith or that you've lost that belief in what you're doing is right or what you're doing each and every day to progress is right, if you believe something happened that week, ask yourself, is it really worth my time letting this progress into next week affecting my whole week? Is something that happened on Wednesday that was detrimental to me for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, is that worth bringing into Monday? Is that worth bringing into next Tuesday and Wednesday? Or is it worth to stop right here in this session of me thinking about what happened and going, all right, New week, let's start over. Okay, it doesn't have to be a week, but I'm just giving that as an example. These ideas of these small little introspection sessions and thinking about looking back on your week, looking back on what you've done in small increments of times can have huge effects on your mental health. And mental health goes hand in hand with faith, because faith is a sense of trust in yourself. It's a sense of belief in yourself before anything else. And if you believe in yourself and you trust in yourself, you will progress. You will go forward. You will keep moving forward. But you do not want to fall into that spiral like they talk about in the song of, why is everything going wrong? I don't believe what I'm doing is right. I don't trust myself to go out tomorrow and do what I want to do. If you can't trust yourself, you can't believe in yourself, you can't progress. And so I challenge you guys, if you take anything away from this video, like I said, I'm going to keep this real short and sweet, guys. Take a second today, either after you watch this video, tomorrow, whatever it may be, take 5 minutes out of your day, sit back, think about what you've done over the last 7 days, and ask yourself, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? What did I do that I liked? What did I do that I didn't like? What did I do that is in line with my values? What did I do that is not in line with my values? And then how can I change? How can I progress? What do I want to keep in my routine? What do I want to get out of my routine? And do I trust myself to continue overall that progress? Do I trust myself that at the end of those 7 days, I can look back and go, I did what I was going to say? Because you got to trust yourself to do that. And if Wednesday comes and there's a cataclysmic event that affects your whole week, don't dwell on it on Wednesday. Keep pushing until your introspection session on Sunday, or wherever day you chose it, and then look back and go, yeah, Wednesday really blew up my week. And guess what? I'm going to start over now. I'm going to look back, how did Wednesday blow up my week? How did Wednesday change the next 3 days, the next 4 days? And how am I going to not let it change the next 6 days, the next 7 days? And that's sort of what I'm getting at here, guys. Faith is about trusting yourself. Faith is about believing in yourself before anything else. Faith is not belief in an external thing. In my own belief, faith is nothing more than trusting yourself to progress. Faith is nothing more than believing in yourself to keep pushing forward. And so if you guys can take a second and introspect for a minute and think about everything you've done over the past couple hours, real quick, while you're watching this video, think about everything you've done over the past couple hours and go, do I believe that everything I've done over the past couple hours is in line with my values, is in line with what I want to do each and every day, is in line with what makes me happy, is in line with what makes others that I love happy? You think about all those things and you go, absolutely. Guess what? You just had an introspection session. Too easy. It's really too easy to have this stuff, guys, and it's going to have a huge effect on your mental health, a huge effect on your progression each and every week. So I challenge you guys to go out and do that. I challenge you guys to do it right after this video. You already just had an introspection session with me not even 30 seconds ago in this video. So I want you guys to understand that faith is super personal, faith is super subjective, but that's the beauty of it. Faith is yours. You own your faith. Okay, a lot of people make the claim you own your life. That's not entirely true. But you own your faith. You own your belief in your life. You own your trust in your life. And you guys have to take that seriously. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. And like I said, faith is nothing more than trusting in yourself to progress. Faith begins with trusting in yourself to progress. So I hope you guys loved the video. I hope you guys got something new out of it. I challenge you guys to go have an introspection session for a minute. Take a mental health day, whatever it may be. And as always, enjoy the rest of your guys' day. Above Average Andrew is out of here. Stay tuned for episode 3. Subscribe. Do what you got to do. But keep trusting to progress forward. Keep trusting yourself to progress, guys. All right, have a great day. I'm out here.
Dear God, just remind me you don't mess up.